All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Associated Guest. I, as always, am your host, Alfie Animus, here at the Bear in Mind channel. And today, Go Grandma Go. Apparently, they're voting in, voting to have more mosques in Texas. Not rightly sure why there's the need for more. There's already a lot, like a lot. I don't know. I feel this way with most religious establishments. I don't think that religion's on the rise, so building more establishments seems a bit much, especially for people who aren't legally here. And then we'll get into casting calamities with the critical drinker. We'll show you the basic of Instagram, white female liberal Instagram peoples. And then we'll get into how more and more people who are pro-Shariiiiis law are getting voted into office on the Democrat side. Yeah, let's get into it.
Watch, here she grabs shirt. They just unanimously approved a plan for a 5.5-acre mosque. What? So here are the representatives in what should be a predominantly red county, right?
And mind you, that's a bit misleading. If it's not a 5.5-acre mosque, there will be a parking lot. It'll probably end up still being pretty big, if I'm real. But they're just trying to keep things within context.
Or you would think they wouldn't even consider trying it. But there's a disconnect between those who govern and those who live with it, and that's why the locals were pissed.
I'm a Sharia law survivor from Iran.
You look like a fake
here
Sherpa.
to tell you,
okay.
This is a dangerous ideology you're allowing in their country. Every country that is Islamic now, it used to be a Christian country. And we were soft Christians, and we allowed these people to come in, bring their Sharia law into their countries and slowly kill us off left and right.
Americans
That's true. Look at most of Africa and most of the Middle East.
We can't fathom anyone living under a system like Islam. It's a different set of rules from the Judeo-Christian values that we live by.
Guy behind her has a purple
In
tumbler.
Islam, there is no separation of church and state.
That is true. And while I don't think that she's actually read or researched anything, more than likely just given it based off of my own experience with similar Caucasian people, she's not wrong.
Honor killings. Don't tell me it can't happen here, because it's already happened in Texas, where you kill a member of your own family because they dishonored the family. Beating your wife, polygamy, all condoned under Sharia.
Sounds like my house when growing up.
He said in the video that this new McKinney Mosque will be the immigration hub for Muslims all over the United States.
First of all, it's not Muslims, it's Muslims. Secondly, ma'am, you don't have to hold the microphone for it to be effective.
In the world, these are his words.
Governor Abbott, ban him.
Of this mosque. When Christians become extremists, because somebody said all religions have extremists in it, I really believe when Christians become extremists, they save lives. They do not go and kill other people.
Yeah, when Christians become extremists, they send out missionaries.
Yeah.
I will say generally that's true. It has been known for other people to do otherwise. I keep hearing from a lot of my leftist friends. I've seen some evidence, but nothing overly compelling about people like Timothy McVeigh. But those people would more land into the realm of delusional and mentally ill. And you'll hear a lot of people on the left saying, I'm mentally ill. You think I would do that? Yes. Yes, I do. First of all, first and foremost, I know you. And that's going to get into another segment that I'm going to start doing on the show. Is called My Friends in Real Life, the Facebook post and X post. I'm not going to show their real names or handles because I still adore these people, and I won't give up on them on my side of things. But getting a bit nuts the last 6 years specifically. I wonder what happened in those 6 years.
Yeah.
Now, this one grandma, I will say, didn't hesitate to give the former mayor there, George Fuller, who's an Islam apologist, a piece of her mind. Also, bordering on committing assault, but I'll allow it. Watch, here she grabs him. She has a note. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Oh, he didn't even have a shirt pocket. She just tried to shove it in his heart.
No, no, Mr. Pro Shariiiiis LAw, your heart. Isn't it crazy that we thought that looked realistic in the 80s?
I think you should be able to contact your local rep that way.
There's my grandmother holding up a meatball.
The only thing that would have made that better is if it was in Ohio and it was Kasich.
Oh yeah, Angie. In case you were wondering, no, you're not boring.
I'm gonna take my heart out. She's taking my heart.
Cry. Also, good morning.
We need to normalize this, coast to coast. People speaking up, and this is look. Texas is much better than many states.
Yeah.
But if you give them a foothold, then you end up with Dearborn. This is certainly
true.
well past that in
it's
McKinney,
happening.
Texas.
And it's happening all over. We've talked about this before. There are certain places in New Jersey and around kind of the DFW and North Houston area that this is absolutely happening right now, and people have to wake up. It's not just like, oh, it's just another religion moving in next door. No.
What? I mean, our religion's okay. Why isn't theirs?
How about this? You can build your mosque if and only if you, as we have, hire Nick DiPaolo as your bathroom attendant.
What the fuck?
What's a mint? Getting sleepy. Very sleepy. Oh, hey, how are you? Hey, use that at your own risk. It's been on the fritz since about 09.
Are you the bathroom attendant?
Yes, I am.
Tend to it.
Really pick a f***ing plumber? Don't you have your own bathroom anyways? You're the boss here.
Yeah, it's a common misconception.
That you have your own bathroom, that you're the boss?
Okay, I do. You caught me.
Okay, well,
I wanted to see what all this is.
Oh, so you were the third person.
That's why we brought you to make it fun.
it's an event. Where are you from, Somalia?
No, you're good. At first, I thought it was like a joke, so I clicked the first one, and then I was like, nah, she might be having an actual hard time. I shouldn't do my normal thing and joke. It's like, yes, I hate you. You're doing better though?
This is what you do. You walk in. That's called a toilet, okay? Guy who's got a plate in his head. Walk towards that, pull your zipper down. You aim at the toilet, and then you sit down and then do your thing.
Yeah, sit down. You sit down and do your
It's a little
thing.
complicated.
It's fun.
Well, it's fun for
It's a
you.
good idea. I'm glad we did this. You should feel good about this. Just tone it down. You're a little bit rough around the edges for a bathroom attendant.
A little rough around the edges. Just seen this fat guy in here a couple hours ago. Guy dropped a deuce, had my eyes watering for 48 hours. Ugh. God, it was like mustard.
He was in here a little bit ago, but he had your eyes watering for 48 hours. So are you expecting the next 2 days to be unpleasant?
Yeah, remember Assad? He dropped that on his own people?
Right.
To dead ladies with babies in the street. It was worse than that.
You know what, General MacArthur? I think I'm just going to wash my hands.
Okay, all right, you do that. You might want to boil them. I haven't cleaned this place for a while.
So?
You don't need soap. What are you, a girl?
You have tampons right next to the gum.
That's where they belong. What, they don't go together? Have you ever been to Walmart? You can get a snow tire next to a pork chop.
And I have gum.
Yeah, here you go. Holy shit, I almost broke my false teeth. Take it easy. Tell your friends about me.
Hey, it's more than a job, it's a career.
Oh my God, I did. What's a mint?
Poor Nick, you really.
Hey, I'll just say this: if anyone, I definitely don't hate you. I would have joked because again, I didn't know if it was a bit or not, but no. And if anyone ever does hate you, fuck them. I mean, obviously not literally, but not. Who cares? Like, this is one of the things that I always tell back when they still talk to me, my leftist friends who were like trans or whatever. Hey, good morning, Yunuka. Hey, are you still? You aren't still blocked or whatever on X, are you? Or your account shut off or whatever it was. But nah, like if someone doesn't like you, you don't need to be around that person. Who cares? I mean, if you did something, make amends. But if you didn't do anything and they don't like you, it's not your kind of people. I don't care who it is. No, you're awesome. You're great. You come in here and you're a light on this whole production.
Really sing like shrapnel.
I got my things in my. I'm getting the actual.
Well, I'm glad you're on the mend. I mean, we said we almost lost Nick. He had a tooth thing, and then it went septic.
Yeah, I came within a couple of. And if I was here, like at the hotel,
oh man,
my wife would be very happy right now. No, yeah, I would have been.
This whole thing, the rest of this doesn't look like it has anything to do with just him talking about the bit. Okay, so your account's still locked. Why? Is it really for the burning the Nazi flag? That seems a bit odd.
When it comes to ripping bad movies,
so I love the critical drinker's take on things, and a lot of these castings he'll talk about, I also disagree with. We'll figure out why in a second.
there's a tendency to focus on the writing, the directing, or the visuals, but one aspect of filmmaking that doesn't get nearly enough attention is the casting. Finding just the right actor to inhabit a role can make the difference between a sublime piece of art or an embarrassing disaster that everyone would rather forget. And even if
I agree, and I like her. I like her better than I liked the person they got to replace her in season 2, or halfway through season 1, or whatever it was, of House of the Dragon. I thought she was good. I thought she was better than the person that replaced her. But Supergirl, not so much. If we were doing Power Girl from Earth 2, Sydney Sweeney would be just about perfect, or blonde Haley Atwell. But I mean, she's 5 foot tall. Suspension of disbelief, even though she is superpowered. I mean, why would you downgrade her and the dog?
Hollywood casting agents would rather forget about it, well, the internet is forever, and I'm here to remind them of their fuck-ups. So join me for another episode of Casting Calamities, where we break down another selection of terribly miscast actors. Number 1, Jared Leto, Suicide Squad.
Now, this is one that I was cautiously optimistic about because Jared Leto has done some good work, and he wasn't the box office poison that he would be after this casting. I thought he could do pretty good, and the second I saw that it looked like Paul Wall puked on a hipster, I just couldn't. It was like he was the epitome of a suburbanite, a bored suburbanite who was never told no by his parents in his final form. It's absolutely ridiculous. From the grills to the Fire Marshal Bill portrayal, it was just crap.
Now, I know what you're thinking here. Drinker, how could you have allowed such a travesty of acting to go unaddressed for so long? Well, I'm here to correct my mistake today, dear viewer. The iconic character of DC's Joker has been played by a lot.
I couldn't say his full name in his video for some reason. It won't come through the chat. Send it to me on YouTube. Just commented on anything I've posted on just the text post, or does YouTube have Messenger? I don't know, but yeah, no, Jared Leto did a lot of creepy stuff. We'll get into that.
A distinguished list of actors over the decades, all putting their own unique spin on him. From the campy 1960s silliness of Cesar Romero to the cold, sadistic menace of Jack Nicholson, the chilling, multifaceted psychosis of Heath Ledger, and the grounded and pathetic tragedy of Joaquin Phoenix.
And that's the thing. All of the rest of these had if not at least a low-key brilliance about them. I wasn't a fan of Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal of it, but the movie itself was pretty good. It was a pretty blatant ripoff of a couple of old Al Pacino movies, but it was pretty good, and it ironically had Al Pacino in there too. But again, it was put together pretty well. It was a cohesive story, and I still don't know if Zazie Beetz is real.
Sure glad they never made a sequel to that movie.
Yeah, Foley a Dookie.
And seeing what these illustrious actors have done with him over the years, it begs the question, what the fuck was Jared Leto going for with this absolute nonsense?
You are my guest to this
handsome hunka hunka.
It's like he binged a bunch of old Ace Ventura type Jim Carrey movies just before he performed everything. Honka honka honka.
Less a character and more a jumbled collection of...
Baron, you know who I mean. Oh, Tectone? Tectone's got a new thing?
Mismatched and mostly retarded ideas strung together with some of the worst, most obnoxious overacting since, well, the last Nick Cage movie. The guy is just a walking disaster in every scene, hilariously dressed, ridiculously styled, and prancing across the screen with the exaggerated mannerisms of a second-rate pantomime villain. He is just absurd, not helped by the fact his character was clearly shoehorned into the script and basically has no impact on the narrative. It wasn't funny, it wasn't unsettling, it was pure distilled cringe. Apparently, he wasn't much fun to work with either. A part-time musician, part-time cult leader, and theoretical actor, Leto had always been a bit of an oddball even in Hollywood circles.
He really is. He dated Cameron Diaz a long time ago. She said a few things, just kind of whoopsies, not long after the relationship, and I think more recently as well. And yeah, you just hear a bunch of really creepy stuff about him and underage fans. It's absolutely disgusting. And it's also weird that he still looks the exact same as he did in the 90s. It's kind of freaky. The blood of the innocent, perhaps.
But he dialed it up to 11 for this one, staying in character between takes, demanding that people address him as Mr. J, and sending delightful little gifts to his co-stars like a live rat, bullets, and used condoms.
Yeah. I mean, that's just gross. This just goes to show you that a lot of these people don't know anything about what they're doing, especially comic book characters with decades of lore and story behind them. Even people who don't really have origin stories, like the Joker, he doesn't have a true origin story. Yeah, sending used condoms, that's a bit much, bro. Sending a live rat, like what the fuck are we doing? You send a bomb, no.
The thing is, method acting is just fine if you deliver a great performance at the end of it. If not, you just look like a pretentious wanker desperately trying to be taken seriously. And well, I think we all know which camp Jared Leto belongs in. Number 2, Brie Larson.
Yeah. I was okay with this casting at first, but I wasn't excited about it. I'd heard some things in some interviews, but I was willing to give her a chance. And when I first went into this Jared Subway Leto, Jesus, when I first went into this movie, the first 5 minutes while she's in space was pretty good. I was like, okay, cool. She's got some personality. She's a bit more zany than I would expect, because she was like making faces like blah, blah, blah. And then I guess when she crash landed on Earth, all of her personality just kind of burned off, just as she entered the atmosphere. And she was just, I mean, your basic Tumblr person after that.
In Marvel. By the late 2010s, Marvel were on top of the world, churning out billion-dollar movies like they were nothing. But all good things must come to an end, dear viewer, and by 2017 the climate in Hollywood was changing dramatically. The issue of female representation in movies was being hotly debated, and one of the biggest targets was the mostly male-dominated MCU. Clearly something had to be done to redress the balance.
And it can't be understated that if the actress is likable enough, especially on camera, if the action is good enough, or if you really just love the franchise, people will go and see any dog shit that you have, like the Resident Evil series. The Resident Evil series had all three of those things. People genuinely liked Milla Jovovich because of good publicity that she had, because of movies like the first Resident Evil, and honestly, The Fifth Element, and her being Soen playing the guitar in Dazed and Confused. So she had a huge fan base because she's very beautiful and she's done very well for someone with no boobs. Literally none. But I'm so sorry. But people went and watched all of those dog shit Resident Evil movies. People watched that crappy Aeon. No, Aeon Flux was Charlie's Theron. Ultraviolet came out about then. I mean, it was a bit of a stretch because it wasn't anything that we knew her from, and I think it came very close to bombing, but I think it still made money, but not enough to make a sequel. But people will go see you as long as you aren't a vapid twat in interviews, especially when you're doing publicity tours for your movie. And she was just unlikable for the longest time, both on and off camera. Except for, again, for that first 5 minutes of Captain Marvel where I saw hope. And then you go through all the things and you're like, hey, you ever wonder why it's called the cockpit? I've been around a lot of really gross people when I was in the military. I never heard anyone say something so vulgar, so retarded in my life. Even referring to any scenes of some of the creepy, ridiculous lines that I've heard people use as pickup lines. No.
So Captain Marvel was.
We're like, hey, I said this to this girl. Oh, really? Did you, bro?
To play her was Brie Larson, a rising star with a solid background in indie movies, an Oscar win under her belt, and hot off the success of Skull Islands.
Is it just me, or does her head keep getting bigger? Because it seems way bigger than it did in Scott Pilgrim.
Could possibly go wrong? Well, quite a bit, as it turned out. Not only did Larson stir up fan resentment outside the movie with her various antics, but when the curtain...
I don't need to know what a white dude thinks about... shit, I don't even remember what movie it was. A Wrinkle in Time.
Came up on the movie itself, it was pretty obvious Marvel had made a horrendous mistake with this one. She looks bored and checked out most of the time, kind of like Daniel Craig in every Bond movie since Casino Royale, as if starring in a $200 million...
Like I said, until she crashed into this blockbuster video, she was good.
She has what I can only describe as anti-charisma in this movie, sucking all the fun and energy out of every scene she's in. Her take on Captain Marvel is to play her like an emotionless lump of wood, giving absolutely nothing away, showing no hint of vulnerability, empathy, or even simple human warmth, and ultimately giving the audience no reason whatsoever to root for her. Captain Marvel, coasting on the MCU's insane momentum at the time, still made a ton of money despite Larson's best efforts, but nobody was excited to see the character or the actress again. Plans to put her front and center in Phase 4 were quietly shelved, and the most damning indictment of all was the disastrous sequel, The Marvels, which bombed almost as hard as Supergirl half a decade later. Brie Larson was handed an open goal with this one and still somehow managed to fumble it. Number 3.
And they were going to promote her, and they were promoting her as the next big thing in Marvel. The strongest character. She was going to lead the Marvel Universe, even though they had previously said that about Doctor Strange.
Mickey Rooney, Breakfast at Tiffany's. You know when you see something so outrageously, insanely offensive that you almost can't quite process it? It's more like some weird fever dream than a real thing that mature adults actually laid down on celluloids. Well, such is the case with Mickey Rooney in full yellow-face makeup, playing the character of Mr. Yunioshi, the Japanese landlord to Audrey Hepburn's Holly Golightly in Breakfast at Tiffany's. I mean, if you're familiar with this channel, then you'll know I'm not exactly a prude when it comes to stuff like this, but even I get the cringe when I have to rewatch this stuff.
Oh, darling, I am sorry, but I lost my key. But that was 2 weeks ago. You cannot go on or keep ringing my bell.
You sure about that?
And it would have been okay if someone like Gilbert Gottfried did this, had he been old enough to do so back then.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Imagine every ridiculous stereotype about Asian people combined together into one character.
Like why is he wearing that headband?
You've basically got Mr. Yunioshi, a buck-toothed, clumsy, short-sighted, angry moron who yells constantly in broken English and exists purely to be mocked and laughed at. This wasn't some self-aware meta-commentary.
Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot to turn on my background music and I just kind of left something else playing. I apologize.
On Hollywood casting like in Tropic Thunder, it was a lazy, outdated, and pretty mean-spirited stereotype. Shit like this was outrageous even in the 1960s. Rooney's casting and performance was widely panned by critics, and in the years since, everyone involved conceded that it was probably a really fucking bad idea. Number 4, Daisy Ridley, Chaos Walk-In.
Daisy Ridley in just about everything. I like her. She's very pretty. She's likable. She seems like a very sweet person. And she did okay in The Force Awakens. I think that was mostly due to the bad script, that she didn't really get her chance to shine, and she probably gets a lot of shit for it. But Chaos Walking, on the other hand,
Fresh off the success of the Star Wars sequel trilogy, Daisy Ridley was looking to establish herself as a Hollywood leading lady, and in 2021 it seemed like she'd found the perfect vehicle in Chaos Walk-In, a
wearing a
sci-fi
hoodie
action
backwards.
movie based on a series of YA novels about a woman who crash lands on a dystopian planet populated entirely by men, where all of their thoughts are somehow broadcast for everyone to hear. Yeah, sure, whatever. On paper at least, it seemed to have the ingredients for success. A big budget, a built-in fan base, Tom Holland, who was fresh off the success of Spider-Man as her co-star, and the standard Hollywood message about female empowerment that was all the rage at the time. The only fly in the ointment here is that it was absolute dog shit. The movie itself was terrible despite extensive reshoots to try to fix it, and a big part of the problem lay with Daisy Ridley herself. By her own admission, she had no fucking idea what was going on half the time.
The initial shoot was tricky in that I spent a lot of the time feeling confused as to what was going on.
Right. She plays the character like a watered-down version of Rey from Star Wars, and generally she looks lost and disconnected from what's going on around her. No charisma, no screen presence, no levity, and well, no particular reason to root for her. And this isn't some excuse to dunk on Daisy
she
Ridley,
does just
the
have
actress.
two
She seems
facial
like a nice
expressions,
enough
though.
person in
See?
real life. She comes across as pretty grounded in interviews, and generally sounds like she's really grateful for the career that she's had.
And for the most part, she's never come out and said anything bad about the fans as far as I've seen, which I very much appreciate. It's okay to admit that there are trolls online. Yes, people say horrible things online, but everyone gets death threats. Everyone who's anybody. I am not even anybody, and I get death threats all the time from mostly people that I make the mistake of like, hey, buddy, will you follow me? And I'm like, I'll go through and look at a couple things. Yeah, sure, why not? You've only got like 6 people and you don't have a picture, but yeah, you've liked like 4 or 5 of my things. Why not? Whoops, shouldn't have done that.
And let's face it, she probably should be.
She looks like
Her
Kenny.
big problem as an actor is that she doesn't really fit into any particular niche. She's not charismatic enough to be a leading lady. She's not attractive enough to be a sex symbol. She's not physical enough to be an action star. And she's not versatile enough to be a serious dramatic actor. She just
I think she's very pretty, but blonde is not her hair color.
kind of exists. Neither great nor terrible. An actor of modest abilities and average appearance, elevated way beyond her means by that lucky break of being in Star Wars. The kind of jobbing performer who gets by as a day player on episodic crime dramas, maybe the occasional lead in low-budget indie projects, but definitely not the kind of magnetic box office draw who can front a big-budget sci-fi film and lead an entire franchise. There's a reason she was willing to sign back on as Rey in a Star Wars movie that'll never see the light of day.
'Cause there was
She
literally
needed
nothing
it,
else.
Because it's the only high-profile work she's ever likely to get now. Few people hate her, but it seems like even fewer people root for her. And well, it seems like she's destined to be slowly forgotten. Anyway, just before I sign off here...
But that's the really sad thing, because like I said, she is very likable. And honestly, she's no worse than 90% of the other people who have worked on any Star Wars movie when it comes to likability. There's obviously exceptions. Ewan McGregor, very likable. Natalie Portman, I mean, she's all right. She's done some interesting things, mostly with The Lonely Island. V for Vendetta was really good. But for the most part, I don't know. She seems kind of robotic. But other than that, like, Mark Hamill's really good as the Joker. He's really out there, and I used to love him so much. Harrison Ford, very charismatic. Been a lot of really great, amazing things in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Princess Leia, we hardly knew ye, unfortunately. But that was the great thing about being in at least the first trilogy. Everyone who got a piece of that franchise. They got a percentage for literally just about everything, to the point where none of them ever really had to work again. and some of them spent it on hordes and hordes of drugs. One of them went on to do bigger and better things, and one of them went on to do a lot of really good voice work, Mark Hamill. But none of them had to work ever again, really, based on everything they got. Sadly, I don't think anyone from the new... I mean, I say sadly. I don't think anyone on the new ones... Yes, T's video's on the list. No one else really got in the new trilogy has that. So while I think she got a pretty decent paycheck... Let me see. Hold on. How much did Daisy Ridley get paid for the Star Wars trilogy that she was in? Yeah. Okay, so she didn't get a lot at all. So she got about $6.5 million for all 3 movies. So she technically wouldn't have to work again, but unfortunately, being paid so little to be the main role in such a big movie, you kind of have to work again to either support your drug habit or get some kind of home that's secure enough to where you don't have to get a real job and that you'll be safe from crazed fans, especially if you're a dipshit like the rest of the cast and crew of the sequel trilogy, who shit-talked the fans and also haven't gotten any work and probably didn't get paid as much to be in the sequels.
This is a little reminder that I'm hosting a Critical Drinker fan meetup and film premiere in London on September 10th, where there shall be much drinking, Q&As, and probably a few drunken rants in the bar.
Hell yes.
Tickets are selling out rather quickly, as it turns out, so if you're interested in coming along, the link is in the description. Anyway. Okay,
we're going to do one more before we get to T, mostly just because Instagram, what are they called? The... Not autistic, it's the neurodivergent people, the ones that fake all these mental illnesses to get attention on TikTok. It usually happens with, and again, as much as I hate to rate people on a scale of 1 to 10, it usually happens with people between 4 and 7, especially those who are somewhat thin, who can get clicks or lulls or whatever, but here we go.
Wheelchair user does when the chairlift at the train station doesn't work. This has 17 million views.
Note it says wheelchair user, not handicapped or crippled person.
Yes, I've been waiting for this coverage. I didn't even know about this.
The lift's down. Rip. Here's what happens if you're a wheelchair user and the lift breaks at the train station. This was Manchester Piccadilly, and when I arrived, the lift was broken.
Oh, 100%. Trust me, it gets worse. This will enrage you.
They brought down a stair lift. I don't know if it works. The first option was the built-in stair lift, but this actually didn't work. They figured out that it was broken, so that was 2 options completely down. The second option was a small portable stair lift, which didn't look as sturdy, and I was quite scared of it, not gonna lie. But they brought it down anyway.
You know what you could do? You could do what you eventually did and fucking walk.
When we got to the bottom, we realized that my chair wouldn't fit onto it. I have quite a long wheelbase with my attachment, so we couldn't do it. We'd just gotten off a flight too, so I couldn't even detach my attachment because it was physically taped together and we didn't have scissors. So in the end, because I'm ambulatory and I did have a bit of energy on this day, I offered to walk up the stairs while they carried up my setup. The staff were really helpful in this case, but I'm not sure how it would have been fixed if I couldn't walk.
Not only is she not struggling, but she's fit enough to hold a camera on herself while she walks up these stairs. She's doing this for clicks. She is, well, I bet you can guess how she votes. We'll find out.
Up the stairs. Travel is really unpredictable anyway, but if you add in being a wheelchair user, you never quite know what's going to happen.
Wheelchair user.
Destination. So traveling with a disability is a roller coaster.
It's not a disability.
I'm not ready to get mad.
So they actually
don't
hear my tics.
That's
I'm
her.
Distracted. I don't tick as much.
I'm starting to get mad.
That's
Guys,
her.
I'm starting to get mad.
She's a gymnast.
You just
a bad gymnast, but a gymnast.
Would be enough. This is
and if that's all, so I'm really glad that I can go.
That's insane. Trying to do a COVID test with. Wait, she has Tourette's too?
She allegedly has Tourette's.
Oh, right, do you want to just close your eyes? Sorry. Oh no.
Seizure.
You see? Walks upstairs and sits back on chair as everyone stares at her. Yeah, sorry, we retarded.
And fainting in class? Wait, what? Small seizure. Absent seizure. Absent seizure begins. 2x speed. So she's recording herself. Like, I'm sorry, guys, but this is fucking...
I had a cousin who was married to a dude that did some of this shit. Like, he would sit here and he would put his 2 fingers right here at the top of his nose between the eyes. And she'd be like, "Oh, honey, are you having another seizure?" This is someone who claimed that he had 2 master's degrees and wouldn't get a job. When offered a job that paid pretty well for something that was an easy job, he said, no, because I have 2 master's degrees, and that's beneath me. Right now, you're unemployed, and nothing's beneath you. So get over yourself, and maybe, fuck yourself while you're at it. Sorry, retarded. She has a rainbow badge.
Okay, I do.
Yeah, no, 100%.
This seems like another performative that acts weird for fucking attention. I came out of this feint and went straight into another. I can walk good on Sundays.
Not a feint.
No
It's
way,
you were napping.
I feel really tall.
This is someone who is disabled and is a wheelchair user.
Sometimes I can't move my legs at all, but on really good days like this, I can do something.
Oh my god. Like, if it was just the wheelchair stuff...
I can't even do that, and I'm not fake handicapped.
Maybe this person faints often. Maybe they have epilepsy that's really serious. This is the same girl.
You're a penis.
Oh my god, I'm so bonkers. Look at me on my Instagrams.
The woman exposed for using a wheelchair for being able to walk and do gymnastics claims to have multiple other conditions, including Tourette's syndrome, autism, and full body paralysis, which seem to go and come on a whim. I don't know what to say. Why is it that she doesn't do, like,
5 years now, and I have learned a lot.
Oh, yes.
I've had
Look
so
at that.
many different experiences being a wheelchair user, and just that a wheelchair can really change your life. In the UK, there are not really drop curbs places.
People
It
do
is
all
accessible
kinds of
to
things for
everyone.
me because I sometimes use a wheelchair when I want attention and people to do things for me.
But the average wheelchair, I'd say, like a quickie nitrum, is about £2,000 or £3,000.
Dude, look at that.
Fuck. Fuck. Penis.
It's so weird, bro. Like,
it is June, which means it is Pride Month. And as a lot of you may have seen, I describe myself as queer. Now, if you scroll through my content, you will see that number one...
And what is queer? Queer is something that someone who doesn't want to have sex with someone of the same sex, or is basically straight, but they want to be part of the community, so they identify as queer. And then sometimes guys will wear makeup, and sometimes girls will just not wear makeup or have hairy pits or something. That's basically what queer means. And imagine that, it's also imaginary.
I have a boyfriend.
Yeah, I'm queer.
I am dating
I also like
and
penis.
I identify as a woman. That places me in a position where I look straight. So many of you assume that I cannot be queer because I am now dating a man.
So many of you assume that I'm not disabled because I sometimes walk. Some of you assume because I don't have Tourette's all the time that I don't actually have Tourette's. Some of you assume that because I move around and do gymnastics that I'm not also fully paralyzed, my full body paralyzed. Go fuck yourself. Sorry, retarded. Anyway.
There is more than one way that somebody can be queer.
Are you
Sexuality
bisexual?
is a spectrum. People like me who feel like they don't fit into a certain category.
she just wants to be special. There are no ticks on her live. It's nuts. She found a cure.
Yeah, she doesn't feel like she fits into either box. But you do. Do you like vagina and titties? I sometimes like looking at titties. I mean, who doesn't? And you're a woman? Yes. You like penis? Yes. You're straight. You just have gay friends, or you just really want attention and want to be part of all the things so that people can look at you and be like, wow, how brave. Or, sorry, retarded. Anyway.
At this point, I have an armhole, a moss, and it's... I crochet turtles and stingrays. And I was like,
I don't know what's wrong with these
That's
people, bro.
really
I
good.
really don't.
You're
This
a
is gonna
good
be like an opinion that
crocheter or
maybe
whatever
a
that's
little
called.
bit- it might be too much. I think that there's a lot of white girls that aren't able to cope with the amount of white guilt in society.
Yeah.
So they have to invent
But-
neurological disorders
Yes.
and other ways for them to be part of an oppressed group. So
Base
they can
take.
offload their guilt
I'll like it
onto
just for that.
somebody else and not feel like they're doing something wrong.
They'd be like, no, you're wrong because you're a straight, white, fully abled, penis wielder. Okay. So, by fan request, let's get let's get into it. 9 o'clock a.m.
Wait, 9 a.m. That's when I go live every day on Rumble.
Eat the rich, but not me.
Eat the rich, but
I will say this is too much house, and too open with no doors or anything. I know this isn't real, but to have someone that close, especially this apartment building looking thing. Yeah. Now this would be awesome, as long as the facility is secure, or whatever. Or if this was just like a super extra balcony thing, and then there were locked doors with your bedroom and, you know, belongings behind it. But most of us don't live in neighborhoods to where we can just leave this much shit out on the porch.
not me. Oh, we're talking about Hassan today, aren't we?
I always make sure to start my day as a leftist live streamer by checking the timeline. I make a few death threats to innocent people, encouraging my fans
I don't know if
to
that's
dox
Lenin or
them and
Trotsky.
ruin their lives because I felt truly threatened with my billion-dollar mansion and my anti-brown poverty security system because, you know, that meme was just a little too mean.
Yeah, there it is, dude. There it is. Yep. All roads lead back to Hamas, Diddy, Osama bin Laden, Epstein, baby oil, dog striker, piker.
I kiss
Dog
my
striker
leader good
piker.
morning and slap on my favorite shirt.
The
and my
f-
favorite Anyway, I take the time during breakfast to misunderstand basic information, then post about how white supremacy is literally killing me with every breath I take.
That's just some racist statistics.
Meanwhile, I send a picture of my dick to one of my fans.
Racist statistic kills me. Yep, Hassan Piker also has sent dick pics to his fans, as well as shared nudes from his fans.
Yeah.
With prominent streamers like Ludwig publicly.
I don't check her age because I know I could just convert to Islam if she's too young when they find out. Then I set up all
Shout
my
out to
DoorDash
Sneeko.
orders for the day as if they're my personal chef and
Yeah,
tip
shout
the
out to
lowest
Sneeko.
amount to the poor
Jesus.
Nigerian I care so much about to deliver it because
Based.
that's just how much I care about the working class.
Yo.
While I freshen up, I hop on call with the other leftist streamers and we look for our political opinions for the day. I think caring about these people because in all reality, if I expose them and back...
I will say that this guy's not a hard leftist. He has some bad takes, but for the most part, Charlie's okay. For the most part. This had to have been before the notorious clips challenge, we'll say, between these two dipshits. But if these two are even talking to each other in this might just be clipped together.
Stab them. My stream will get more pay piggy.
As a matter of fact, it probably has to be, because I don't recall them ever talking.
Topics to talk about. I'm not sure what to talk about today.
If you run right now, I'll fucking kill you. Like, I'll actually kill you, okay? In front of everyone.
It's so bad.
He says the same thing to the small children that live in his basement. But it's okay, because Islam.
It's so bad.
I don't think that's gonna work today.
There it is.
What about you, Ethan? You got something for me?
There it is.
If Jesus was here on a cross, I'd swear him.
Come on, Vosh, you gotta have something to back
Here
me
we
up,
go.
right? Vosh?
Recognize this empirically correct fact that I am about to spit. It is possible for an adult and a child to have a sexual relationship and for it to have positive outcomes on the child as well.
What?
I mean, I could see Vosh saying that. I 100% could. My viewpoint on it is, if y'all went to high school together, whether it be one of you was a senior, one of you was a sophomore or whatever, sure, whatever. Y'all can keep dating or whatever. But beyond that, you're kind of gross.
That was said?
Or horribly disgusting, rather. I'm pretty sure he said that, yeah.
Who are we arguing for, guys? Who are we arguing for?
What the?
After such a boring
His
section
face.
of topics
He speaks
the
for the
stream,
audience
I
in that
decided to
moment.
Just get my political opinions from r/anti-work.
There you
Before
go.
I start, I see that a major right-wing influencer died after I played a part in encouraging violence.
No way, he died? Oh, right. I mean, let me get that apology out.
So
There
to
it
get
is.
everyone off my
And see, that's the thing. Hassan went on and did the right thing at first until the audience by which he is captured had all the backlashes because Charlie Kirk got necked as he deserved, according to them.
My bag. I grabbed my camera and prepared a moral signal to make me seem less guilty.
Here we
just
go.
want to come forward and say how much of a hero he was, much of a good person, and you know, I want to make sure that it's very clear that I didn't have anything to do with this. I didn't encourage any of that.
Can somebody
What, you want him to take his shirt off? How lewd.
Dude, you know that Hassan also encouraged people to be more violent towards Charlie Kirk?
This is true.
Fun fact.
We should
This is true. And he also does it to President Trump in the who's gonna do it conversation, which is, what's the word? Fucking retarded and evil.
Don't go back to my old streams. Don't record what I've said because I've already deleted them and I've already tried to wipe them off.
There it is.
And I got Nicholas Diorio to sweep for me.
It honestly. If
Yeah! Nicholas Diorio sweeping for leftist streamers and sweeping Oreos into that fat piggy's mouth. Go get him, buddy.
Tipster used anal beads, he'd be able to pleasure his wife so much more than he's able to do currently.
What's up, commie crew? It's your boy Trosky Twitch. Today we're playing Call of Duty. By the way, property is death, and don't forget about our sponsor, Leningrad Gaming Chairs, that come with a free graphics card if you order.
By the way, property is theft. Look at all this property I have.
$69.69.
Cut my dick into pieces.
69.69.
Yup.
All right, let's get started with the game. Actually, my food's here.
Oh, thank you for all the monies. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man, here you go.
Yeah, I think that's enough Call of Duty. Let's react to some videos. $400? Dude, come on. Alright, dude, let's react to this.
Yeah, dude, come on.
This
You're a
deranged
bitch.
Doomer rightoid guy.
You only gave me
We'll
$400.
watch this one. This is the one I heard about that was pretty bad.
Okay.
Yeah, look how ugly this guy is. Like, holy moly. This guy's so disgusting. Why do all right-wingers look so ugly?
Bro, this might be the greatest video I've ever seen in my life. This guy's a genius.
I bet
He really is. He looks like this guy who used to be in a lot of movies. I can't think of his name, but he was in movies like Saved and a bunch of other stuff in the early 2000s. Mostly indie stuff, but he looks really familiar. I have to look him up.
He just, all they do is ad hominem, attack how they look, not what they say. That's all they do. It's insane.
I bet he's poor. You know what? I bet he's gay. This guy's probably gay.
You're gay.
There it is.
But I support the gay movement. Forgot about that. My camera's too big.
Oh, I forgot.
You can't see the video. Well, who needs to see the video? You're supposed to be looking at me. Now, this is what I've been
I mean,
talking
as opposed to him watching a video and then him getting up to poop for like 30, 45 minutes and leaving the video running and the stream running.
about is open borders are like amazing, and it's important. We need more Indians here, especially more Indians.
True.
But there's no way they could live beside me.
Yeah.
Mr. Red Pill 88, you disagree? Mods, support anybody in chat who disagrees with me. No one
Even if they're agreeing with stuff I've said previously, tell them to delete people who disagree with me currently, because they're evil. You know, sorry, retarded.
Knows where they're born, but I choose who gets the type in my chat.
Oh man, they want criminals in our country, but they don't want mean people in their chat. How apropos.
Yeah.
This guy is the GOAT.
Got that?
Because he has a giant mansion with a big fence, and I'm sure armed security. How do I know this? Because I probably would if I had a $3 to $5 million estate, especially in the likes of California.
So anyway, this is when I started to cheat on my wife. Somewhere down the line of my gaming streams, I stop for dinner and give my deep opinions and reactions on some videos. Once I've had my fill, I get exposed and watch the video about myself I've been ignoring all stream. I give my calm and rational response that does not escalate the situation whatsoever. Dude, this is just bad faith. Bad faith. This is out of context. Bad faith. Didn't this guy say the N-word back in like 2010? Why would we listen to this guy's bad faith? Why would he say anything about me like this? This guy's bad faith. We should literally kill. By this time today, my newly delivered dog for sympathy points arrives. The last one didn't last too long. Only a week. Also, always make sure to buy purebred dogs and none of those weaker.
This is somewhere between Hassan and Demon Time.
Anything else I might have said. So that's why I really believe and support the trans movement of cutting your dick off, especially if they don't consent to it or they've been brainwashed in schools and are far too young. But if a trans person ever dared touch me in real life, I think I'd have to take a shower afterwards. I think they should stay as far away from me as possible. But anyway, I absolutely...
I mean, that was very obvious, but also he tried to do low-key.
Phonics? This is my mod. What?
It's really funny to me how Hassan tries to act like he's pro-LGBT. He doesn't give a shit about them and is just using them for growth to spread his propaganda about communism and terrorism. He's berated a trans person and banned them in his chat. Yes, that's true. Also, when meeting a trans person and fan in real life and giving them a handshake, he wipes his hair clean. It's because their lifestyle is haram. That's why. Hold on. For some reason, it's not showing the whole. Oh, okay. Oh, the puppy. Yeah. He also his community uses homosexual as an insult and makes Chad edits of Hassan in a Nazi SS uniform. I mean, I think I've never seen the SS one, but I have seen the Maoist communist one. When the Nazis literally put LGBTQ people in concentration. This is true.
My mod made it into this video?
Hell yeah.
It's really funny to me how Hassan tries to act like he's pro-LGBTQ, but in reality, he doesn't give a shit about them and is just using them for growth to spread his propaganda about communism and terrorism.
I didn't know he was going to read this.
Person and banned them in his chat. Also, when meeting a trans man IRL, giving the handshake, he wiped his hand clean in disgust on his shirt. His community uses homosexual as an insult and makes Chad edits of Hassan in a Nazi SS uniform. When the Nazis literally put LGBTQ plus people in the concentration camps and forced castration and sterilization upon them. Hey, bro. Hey, W, funny guy. That's my fucking mod right there, baby. Yes, sir. That's my fucking mod. Let's go.
We should be really accepting of that. Ignore that old clip where I wiped my hand after one dared shake my hand.
I just want to go run and play like a real dog.
Gosh, Sammy, would you just shut up? What, Trump made a statement today?
Here we go.
The orange man? Yeah, let's take a look at it. All right.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor.
I can't even do it. By this time, I was getting pretty tired of all the hard work I was doing. So I ended stream and my delivery of an art piece of a horrific, life-shattering event for Americans arrived. I hung my burning 9/11 Towers picture right next to my picture of Stalin. But I'd never, ever make light of the Holocaust or January 6th. Those were horrible events.
You punch all Nazis. What? What? There's a Nazi in the book.
Get me out of here.
Finally, at the end of the day, after getting another woman drunk at a Diddy party, chopping her into pieces and stuffing the evidence into my trunk next to last week's dog, I lay down on my $12,000 bed funded by wage slave super chats. I smile, check my timeline one last time, and own the right with a single post. The orange man is literally Hitler, and everybody who disagrees with me is a Nazi.
There it is. Beige.
You damn Nazis.
This might be the greatest video I've ever seen. Absolutely beautiful, and this is a channel we're going to add in to the Slopiverse. Bro, Deranged Doomer, if you ever see my react to this, wait, you're the guy who also made M-rated games for the Goyim? We're watching that next. Hey, man, if you ever want to get in contact and come talk, I would love to. Your channel seems absolutely
wrong one.
peak. I cannot wait. Boys, I think we discovered a gold mine. This might be the most underrated channel on YouTube. That was fucking genius. Go like, comment, and subscribe to that dude. That was awesome.
Okay. So unfortunately, we don't have time.
Remind them that if we
Yeah, we don't have time for this one. So we're gonna watch M-rated games for the Goyim. Are y'all down for this? You want to do this? I'm curious about this. Let's get it. You got 10 seconds to say no.
What, you ran out of donuts? Yeah, well done. I bet you're real happy with yourself now.
Dad, can I get this one? This one looks
Uh.
I don't know, son. This one's made for adults. Rated M for mature. Maybe when you're a little older, see? Maybe when you're a little older. You're a little older.
Playtime is over when Nikki drops in.
And then you...
Yeah, partial titties.
I thought that was one of you guys. I swear to God. I thought it was like Chris or somebody saying that.
Somehow in the year of 2026, a game with a big, fat M rating is too afraid to actually say anything mature. To handle heavy stories, it'd even let you say, "You stupid n-"
What the fuck?
She must be dead by now.
Remember when a game with an M rating actually meant it was for mature audiences? It's honestly pathetic, but why is that? It feels like gaming in the wider audience of movies and media itself is regressing into a sort of childlike immaturity, where anything actually interesting has to be acceptable by the wider audience because we can't hurt fifis, bro. We can't hurt anybody's fifis. Nobody can feel anything anymore except being molested by a corporate hand every time you turn on a video game.
Now, where exactly did the angel touch you?
Here?
Oh, come on. Who are you going to believe? I got a freaking halo.
Nothing is actually
By the way, have you heard that PlayStation's come out and said, yeah, for those of you that want PS6s, no physical media starting January something, which is before the thing even comes out. Sound good? We doing good? We sound good? High five.
mature or dark, especially...
Love me because I'm PlayStation. The thing is, if this was... People would complain no matter what on this. But if this was PlayStation just after the release of Ghost of Tsushima, their first Spider-Man game, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, like 2018, 19, 20 era PlayStation, like PlayStation 4 era, and they announced a new console that was going to have no physical media, people would complain. But they would still buy the damn thing. I truly believe that. Sales would be a lot less. However, they would still buy the thing. However, ever since then, you've had, Last of Us Part 2. You've had Ghost of Yote, I think it was called. You had Horizon Forbidden... Horizon, whatever the second one was called. And to a much lesser extent, God of War Ragnarok was the first where they just dabbled into things to where the game was still pretty good, from my understanding. I haven't played it yet either. I bought it, but I still haven't beat all the Valkyrie from the original God of War, so I'm just kind of like, I should do that before I beat this. And then also... Miles Morales was was decent Spider-Man game for a lesser price. Should have been DLC, honestly, in my opinion. But Spider-Man 2, not very well received. Had some better gameplay, had some cool costumes, including Nicolas Cage. Spider Noir. But for the most part, nobody cares. So after all that, and now they're trying to pull a move like this, I think this is going to... I don't think it's going to tank PlayStation because unlike when Xbox did this to themselves at the launch of the Xbox One, and they've never really recovered from that, there's no alternative. Because the Switch has its faults, and it doesn't compete graphically, which honestly these days you really don't have to. Xbox... is not a valid contender. They're doing pretty much the same thing. Unless this lady that's running it now actually does good and brings it back to where it should be. But they bought all these properties, and now they're selling them off or just straight up closing them down. They're going full EA out here. There's no other place to go. Again, unless Xbox does something in the time between now and the hard date that they gave us. And I think that they said that they're going to do the same thing, but I could see them backing out of it, considering they've done it before under lesser leadership. But we'll see. We'll see. Continuing.
Leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said.
I did.
The truth is, I hated you. I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
James, if that were true, then why do you look so sad?
Stop with the boring photos already.
No sexy stuff, no followers.
No titties.
Something that can always be depicted in any of these mature mediums is violence. Blow dude's head off, thumbs up. Have a highly detailed internals of a body and see it explode, rib cages exposed and leaking blood. Bingo. Put it out there. Hey, let's make that a Sony exclusive. But don't you dare say a naughty word. Don't you dare show an arousing image of a woman. Not cool, buddy. Not cool.
What in the goddamn?
Kind of makes them a lot like the Christians that pissed them so off in the 90s. Congratulations, you've become your own worst enemy, leftist.
We wouldn't want the trannies in the audience to feel like hecking offended by a woman.
Hold on. These are okay. These are the people who voiced them, and these are the who they voiced it. Notice, very pretty, hot, not so much. And it's not because they don't have the talent to reconstruct them, as we've done in the past. Even with Andy Serkis's Gollum, you cannot tell me they don't look alike. Okay.
Woman's body. Damn, I'm genetically male.
Like, look at this. All of them. Exactly. Well, all of them. Exactly. All of them. I mean, that one a little bit, but that one's even uglier than, that just might be a bad picture, we'll say. But nothing. In Spider-Man 1, much better looking. Well, to be fair, Aloy was chubbier in the second one. So I think she was actually thinner in the first one. It didn't make any sense that she was chubby because she was a lesbian, so she couldn't have been pregnant. Anyway.
No, I really don't look like a woman. So now I have to modify the idea of what a woman is.
Yeah, absolutely. This person is in far too much stuff. Far too much stuff.
So that I could be accepted. That's a video for a different day. Still valid, sister. Still valid. You can't talk about sexual violence. That's a big no-no. Somebody might have a panic attack if the one time in passing the ugly guy smiled at them. This is trauma. Sorry, can't have a black guy stealing something. That would be unrealistic and stereotyping. Regardless, it feels as if no game is able to handle any sort of distressing or realistic issues that only have gotten worse in day-to-day life, or even handle a joke for that matter.
About offence, isn't it? When people say they're offended, it's that just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right. You know, it's offence is about feelings, and feelings are personal. Some people are offended by equality. So what? You know, so
you're a dragon.
You got a problem?
And that's a damn good point. Some people are offended by equality. Christians are offended by certain things. Leftists are offended by certain things. Why do we only take into account what one side of an issue are offended by? Why do we just not think about it more broadly? Why don't we just agree on either what's offensive or what's okay for TV, film, music, whatever, or just let it go? We do need societal standards, and one of those includes no Shariiiiis law. Anyway.
Now, me personally,
Oh, shit.
I like my wholesome Spyro. A totally inoffensive, fun game.
He likes Spyro
And
pussy.
there's no fault in enjoying something like that. And I like more mature games that actually challenge my mind to think about things. I like this War of Mine, a game that through gameplay, no cutscene, was willing to let you make a moral ground. There's a section in the game that is pretty notoriously talked about because it has such an effect. There's a house on the outskirts of the war zone that you could steal from this poor family to help yourself. And do you get punished for it? Not even a little. You're rewarded for taking advantage of the old couple. It's easy to steal from them. It's insanely lucrative. Do you feel good about it? Not really. Now,
Pussy.
I know I like my edgy jokes, but I do steer away from that place when I play the game again. It does a wonderful job of not beating the player over the head for what they did, even having very little repercussion for your actions to save yourself. A moral choice. No black and white good or bad option, because back home you have mouths to feed. That's a mature choice, a mature subject. Self-preservation is interesting because we have all these social norms in life, right? But what if those are taken away? What if it's about you or them? What kind of decision will you make? Now, did what I say...
Probably a bad one, look at me.
Profanity, racism...
Now, what do you have to say for yourself, monkey?
I wish. And I'm not...
Have you noticed that 90% of the Dragon Ball Z clips that are used on the internet are from Dragon Ball Z Abridged primarily? I know saying 90% and primarily it's redundant in the same sentence, but you know what I mean. I love that. I love those guys, even though their politics is different from mine. We find common ground in the comedy of that show specifically, even though they're ashamed of most of the jokes that they made early on, which is kind of funny.
Saying every game has to be this way. Sadly, barely any of the supposed big hitters of mature video game stores are something like The Last of Us Part 2. The darkest thing in there is a blatant twisting of what is normal. A father figure humiliated and spat on by a roided out disgusting she-man with a stupid story about the cycle of violence and a synagogue.
This place is a synagogue.
With a really needless sex scene in there. Someone needs to give her a baby Ruth.
Dog. Well, how can you tell?
One, there are menorah decorations on the wall. It's a Jewish thing. And two, I didn't burst into flames just now, so.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
If they went into the basement...
I mean, yeah, it's a cringe joke, but it's a realistic joke because a lot of people would make that joke. Mostly about your mom. Bazinga! Anyway.
Maybe it would be a real dark, mature game. Again, it's just gore and shock.
Sorry, I've been watching
value.
Screen
It
Crush
is
lately.
Just shock value. These people suffer from post-Game of Thrones effect.
Back a hell of a lot worse than waterboarding.
Thinking that mature...
By the way, being waterboarded sucks. I've been waterboarded twice in my life. It's fucking awful, man. Like you look at it and it's just like, oh, that's not so bad. It's fucking awful, man. I reacted worse than Archer did on that episode of Archer.
In their media is deaths that unceremoniously happen or subverting expectations. A real mature piece of media to me is this. Real maturity in storytelling, whether in a video game, book, film, or any narrative, is something deeper than what you get with Spyro. Stories that respect their audience as thinking, feeling adults and invite them to engage with life's complexities on an emotional, psychological, or philosophical level. It's the kind of narrative that doesn't hand you the easy answers or just hand wave out an idea, cartoonishly good versus cartoonishly evil. It is to trust you to sit with the ambiguity, with moral gray areas, consequences, and choices. And sadly, a lot of media that tries to portray this kind of maturity, it is often depicted through a female lens.
Now, Squidward, you wouldn't want to have to talk to human resources. Would you?
Ew.
So, what's our motto again?
Sincere service.
By the way, my human resources person looks like they work at the DMV from Zootopia. And she always has the young, we'll say men, but young boys, going to lunch and breakfast with her every single day. They aren't related at all.
With a smile.
What can I say to you? I remember how it felt to take that throne. All that it meant. And all that it did not. A god of war, pain, of suffering, of destruction.
The next few months were
Kind of what I meant about the God of War Ragnarok. Pretty sure that was Ragnarok.
most shameful. That's when I met Holga. She took pity on me.
Oh, well, well, well. Deconstruction of men doesn't stop there. The treatment of our favorite male characters from the original trilogy is also appalling. All of the self-growth and maturity that these characters have learned is destroyed within minutes of having been reintroduced to them. Here's an example.
Really sad.
Han is no longer a selfless man, ever protecting of his woman, but instead has gone back to smuggling and abandoned his efforts to save his son.
This is a Millennium Falcon. You're Han Solo.
I used to be. In other words, Disney made the most charismatic and alpha male hero of the original trilogy and made him a deadbeat dad that's killed by his own son in the first movie of a trilogy and thought everyone would just get on board with it.
Good job. I am almost entirely convinced not a single woman can run a man in media correctly or unbiasedly. Most men in media are feeble and castrated by their female counterparts. When we all know in a real life or death situation, the man is going to be bearing the brunt of it and taking up the sword, so to speak.
Oh, but there's that one time that pregnant woman lifted a car in an emergency situation.
Games are so sterile. Even if a modern game included something like This War of Mine, they would immediately punish you right after and make this very blatant political and social backhand. They would have it be a white guy stealing from a black family. The random events in the game wouldn't be as random as they berate you with a message like, hey, remember being that super evil right-winger that went to that house and stole
Put
the
that
food
pinky
to
up.
starving
Put that
people in
pinky-
the
anyway.
shelter? Well, guess what? They died because of you.
Damn, man. Don't be sneaking up on a brother with your crackhead skin disease test tube baby looking ass. Damn near shit my pants.
But whatever you decide to do,
He looks like he
just
would shit his
remember,
pants.
The only real question in life is whether the fucking you're getting is worth the fucking you're getting. Talk soon, honey bun.
Know why a lot of these
What-
people like
what
the
does that
moral
even mean?
grandstand and always obsess about why revenge is bad? Because of what they're doing. These people.
Yeah, it's
don't
okay when
fight
they
for
do it
that
because they're doing it for
they wanna
revenge.
Get away with what they're doing.
Because
too.
revenge is
That's a side
good
note for another day.
when you do
Don't
it.
forget that.
Know what to do.
Like I teleported in. Somehow, you're supposed to see this happen and have all this happen to you, and you're supposed to say, you know what? I forgive them. I wouldn't dare kill the people who did this. I hate that.
Yeah.
I don't like what you've become. No better than these traitors. That's why I'm gonna tell them you're coming.
That's why I'm going to tell the traders that you're coming.
There's this Reddit post. Let me just,
Hey, speaking of trader.
let me just get it for you. Games that have a very dark and unfortunate stories. Nice ESL, dumbass. Where characters will get killed off unexpectedly and there's a tragic ending. This is a dark story to these people. Did I not just describe the exact same thing? I didn't even know I was going to find this article. I really wrote that beforehand. Red Dead Redemption 2, I was never the same. Yes, yes, queen. My hacking woman affirming non-racist moral cowboy with a dark story. Oh, what a dark story indeed. Majora's Mask is darker than that, man. Honestly, Alma's story from Fear is darker. The exploitation of a kid by her
I do
own
need to
father
study to finish
in a
Red Dead
corporate
2.
Science experiment where the scientist induced a pregnancy at 15.
I'm probably... My plan is I'm going to start streaming the first Spider-Man game this week. And then I'm going to go watch the new Spider-Man movie at IMAX on Saturday. It's going to be great, even better the second time. But
N16 to create the point.
and then I'm going to start playing games on
pretty dark to me,
Twitch and
man.
Kick
It
more often.
literally reminds me of that.
Probably on
image,
YouTube too.
You know, the dark humor fan. Dark humor doesn't mean racism, dude. Claims to be bipartisan, almost exclusively makes fun of Republicans and Christians.
Yeah.
That's not funny, Mr. Guy. We have two issues here. One is that people are babies and can't
Like me, I make fun of everybody. It's just that the left gives me more ammunition.
handle a bit of real darkness to their stories. I mean, who can blame them? Most leftists never went to a black neighborhood, so how could they even know what dark humor looks like? Dark humor be like, "Gee, cuh, I'ma stab you at a track meet for fun." Meow. 2 black ones? Dude, what am I, in Detroit? Help! You're scaring me. I don't have $1. I don't have $1, okay?
But if I did,
cannot
would you
spot
dance
you
for it?
$1 for the gas station. Okay, jeez. This also leads into other aspects. Online games have become the UK of free speech.
That is true.
UK dark humor be like, "Oi, oi mate, you got a license for that machete wound from Muhammad?" Online games have become so policed. You gotta agree
I just got that. Do you have a license for that machete wound from Muhammad?
to all these terms of "I'm gonna be a good boy." One woman must have gotten on a game of COD and thought it was gonna be sunshine and rainbows. Turns out it's the boys' playground, okay? It always has been. That's where we go after a long day at work, ball-busting, painful work to make it through paycheck to paycheck. And maybe on our way home, somebody cuts you off, you drop your keys trying to open the door, your food didn't reheat properly. But hey, you finally get to sit down and game for a bit. Trash talk with the boys. Oh, and now I'm banned because the retard at the back of the map is camping, and I said a naughty gamer word. And it's insane that we're being policed by the Gen Z boss and a many kind of people. These people at Modern Women Daycare. Now this is from r/marathon about the community. I was gonna make a marathon, like a post-marathon, the coping of Reddit marathon, and I found this one. I'm gonna be completely honest about the marathon community. I've played a lot of shooters, and as a feminine presenting player, what are you,
So a
are you
dude.
not a woman? I don't think you're a
A
woman.
dude.
To be honest,
It's a
it's
dude.
often a struggle. In most games, when I get matched with men, the complaints start almost immediately. I've heard all the "get back to the kitchen" jokes being told we're lost because of me, or being called a bad player because I'm a woman.
Yeah, that's not true. Wait, what?
It goes on and on. Even between men, we give each other a hard time. That's what they don't get that.
Yeah.
And the amount of stuff we say in the Discord to each other, it's
That is true. Just find a group of people that you enjoy playing with, or turn fucking communication off. Especially if it's not a strategy-based game where you have to come together as a collective and attack the enemy. Or maybe gaming's not for you. But it drives me crazy when you don't like the way other people talk, so you tell them not to speak that way. Instead of just knowing that you won't see them again, probably, if you get a different lobby next time, getting your friends to also play said games, making friends, as I often do. I did during COVID. I played a lot of Among Us and Goose Goose Duck and other games and made a lot of really good friends that usually were stopped due to someone named Kyle, because it's always a Kyle.
crazy. It's crazy. But we know it's all in fun jest because, again, real companionship between men, women don't even know what that even looks like. It is the urge to filter what is and isn't acceptable. That's what the normie is. They aren't people. Just social police told to believe what media tells them to filter into what is socially okay or not okay. Games have become policed by social jannies. Social tranny jannies, if you will. You can't make any choices in games that might be a gray area. RPGs are terrible now.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
Every time the punch clock peals, a worker earns his meals.
What are you talking about?
That doesn't.
Sorry,
That's not
I
a
thought you were
saying.
quoting "It's a Wonderful Directorate."
Any of these Fallout types like Outer Worlds, everything is formed into a single funneled response that wouldn't give any impact because the devs are either too lazy or also retarded. You can't hurt my hacking OC. These dev teams, mainly the writing teams, are in a little hug box. No chuddy opinions getting in there. Where's my chud games, huh? You guys have had your leftist games for eternity. Where's some games for me? Leftists, the most kind and moral people who just want everyone to get along, cried out in joy that a moderate was shot and killed.
Not everyone. They want everyone except for conservatives to get along. Which is stupid. They want everyone to get along. They should also take conservative views into account, but they don't because it disagrees with them. And then they also don't like people on their own side who disagree with them as well.
Killed for the whole world to see. Now, I don't like Charlie Kirk. He was goy to ensure that the masses didn't get too radical, a safety net for the youth to ensure that nobody drew a bad conclusion. But he did just talk to people. That was the thing. He wasn't out there committing violence, antagonizing people.
Not at all.
He wouldn't go up to people and harass them, and they celebrated when he died. These are the kind of people in these positions. You saw it. There were game devs celebrating it. You remember that Bethesda one with the Indiana Jones thing? You cannot have any sort of conversation with them. You can't. It doesn't work. You can't reach these people. Say the line, Bart. What if the shoe was on the other foot? And they do this with video games. Since they can't step outside their hug box, their ideology, they are incapable of writing characters that don't all believe the same thing they do. They can't actually visualize anybody who isn't a psychotic leftist. And to write enemies in their stories, they often just make a caricature of the most hated roidoid. Case in point, Homelander. They just make Trump every time.
The problem is, if you do an impression of someone, you have to like that person, you know, because you're playing the person and people like themselves. So you can't play someone and have contempt for them at the same time. You know, it doesn't work as an impression. So
this is all compounding in the slow and painful decline of media, especially mature media, video games. That M rating is almost useless because all that really means is that they peppered some grape juice all over the screen, strawberry juice all over the screen with some bones mixed in. A lot of kids' media should be labeled M for how subversive
it really should.
It is for the youth's mind. An endless subversion of family values. It's been painful to be constantly given dumbed-down stories that appeal to as many as possible, where you barely have to think. I mean, the masses don't think at all. I yearn for actual, mature video games, one that make me think. Games that actually give me the freedom and don't scold me for my choices, like Pathologic 2. Games that tell stories for a developed mind, like Silent Hill 2. Games that mean something on a deeper level. At the end of the day, I miss mature video games. Well, hello everybody. Yeah, I'm sure you're shocked to see this video. I thought his computer was dead. Yeah, it's I don't know what weird, magical thing that happened where it turned back on again. I did the boomerism of, did you turn it on and off again? I just kind of reseated everything and it runs now, and I'm scared. I might just replace the power supply just to be careful. Regardless, thank you all for being patient with me. I tried to take my time with this video. As you can tell, it's longer. So I hope I made up for the lost time. Well, yeah,
my bad. I didn't realize how long this was when I clicked on it. I thought it said 10 minutes. But that was an interesting video. I might do more from him later. I like the first video better, absolutely. Not just because of Tectone's also commentating on it, but he does pretty good work. He does pretty good damn work for the goyim. But yeah, no, good stuff. Good frickin' stuff. But yeah, that's gonna be it's gonna be it for today, guys. I appreciate all the people who have popped in and out here. Oh Lord. If you guys would just drop a like, it's very much appreciated every single time. Angie and Yanuka. Always a pleasure to see you guys in here. You guys are what keeps me going. But until tomorrow, my friends, this is Alfie Animus.